Hi guys, my name is Esther Rose. Welcome to Raw Talks. We are going to be talking today about how to judge people. So I was having my regular routine breakdowns and I was with my friend and I was like, friend, help me get my life because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what I'm doing. At this time, I was running a media department from scratch and it was the first time that I was doing it at this massive level that I just didn't really know what to do or how to start, how to build it, how to make connections, how to put people in the right places. And I just had this idea. I was like, you know what? Why don't I just bring everybody together? My whole team will come together in a meeting and we'll figure out these systems and processes together because that's great, right? That's a great idea. More minds is better than one, right? No. Not if you are not a good judge of character, which unfortunately for me, I was not because I think everyone's amazing. So here I was, crying in my friend's beautiful office in Sony, overlooking the beautiful rainbow that is fake. If you know, you know. It's still a beautiful scenery. And he tells me the story. He says, this king has a great idea, and he grabs his servant. He tells him the servant, and the servant thinks, and he's like, oh yeah, this is good. I know exactly what to do. So he goes and he finds his friend who's roaming around, and he says, hey, so I got this idea, and this is massive. I need some help. And the roamer's like, oh yeah, this is good. But we are going to need a protector because this protector is going to help us make sure all the proper paperwork is in place and the regulations. And they grab his friend who's a protector. And the protector's like, oh yeah, this idea is so good. It's like $1 billion idea. I need to make sure we got NDAs. I need to make sure contracts are signed. I need to get on this. The protector asks, so who's going to build it? The roamer's like, oh, I know a guy. So the roamer grabs his friend who's a builder. He's like, oh yeah, I got this. Just send me the blueprints. No problem, says the roamer. Sends him the blueprints and like, this is gonna be great, no problem. I got you. My friend then asked me, who do you think you are? The king, the protector, the roamer, the thinker, or the builder? And I'm like, the king, of course. He's like, cute, no. And he was very polite when he said that, but he's like, no, you are not the king. And I was like, huh? So me telling people what to do is like, what? And he says, you are actually a roamer. A king is more like Elon Musk. He says, go to the moon. And people hurry up and they do what they got to do and they go to the moon. That's a king. I was like, oh, okay. He says to me, do people come to you and say, hey, do you know a guy? Or hey, do you know who could be good for this position? Or I'm trying to find this. Do you know somebody who can fit right here? And I was like, oh yeah, people do come to me all the time and ask me for people. So I guess I am a roamer. Huh, interesting. Wow. My friend says, yep. And in other words, a connector. You connect the pieces and bring the people together to make the final project what it is. And I was like, that's amazing. Just blew my mind. It was like a hallelujah to Jesus, Jeff. You know that guy? The long hair? It's fantastic. Google it. And now I was just seeing as clear as day. And I started to see the people I work with in those different positions. And I was like, oh my God, he's a thinker. And I was like, oh my gosh, he's a protector. And I was like, oh, he's a builder. I'm not gonna put a thinker in a building position when I know a thinker is the idea guy. He's not necessarily the executor. But if I put a thinker with an executor and even a protector, you're golden. You got most of the pieces there. And it truly was a game changer. And if this is something that you've struggled with, like, just make a comment and say, yeah, help me get my life, please. Because you're not alone. And here's some things to keep in mind about the people you work with and who you're interviewing and who you're trying to bring to your team. Is it someone who has big ideas? They're usually visionaries. They are like, oh my gosh, what about we this? We go to the moon. You got a thinker. Do you know someone who's good at delegating, who's good at putting like, oh, that person actually would be really good at this position. Oh, I actually know someone that would help with that. You got a roamer. You know someone who sticks to the rules, great at Excel spreadsheets and regulations. They're like, hey, why are you not doing this in code 3233? You got yourself a protector. You have someone who's good with their hands. You say, hey, can you build this for me? They're like, no problem. Hey, can you fix that? You pretty much have a builder on your hands. A king is most likely your boss or Kanye West or whoever is your client. And don't fret, you can work your way up to the king. Just remember to use your strengths and fill them with your weaknesses. Like if you know you're a connector or a roamer, make sure you have your protector, your thinker, your builder. Build the right team so that you can execute. I hope this was helpful, and now you can start pairing your teams effectively and win at this business game. Thank you so much for watching. Give it a like, a share. Let me know who you are. Are you a connector, a roamer, a builder, or a protector? I'd love to know. Have a great day.